shit. Is that good? Is that good? Sheesh. Oh. Hello, I don't know if this is fucking working. I am coked out of my fucking mind, bro. But it's your boy, that cheesy bastard. And we're here to do the definitive Nicktoons tier list. The definitive Nicktoons tier list. I just got this off of the fucking internet. Wait, hold up. I'm probably not close enough. I just got this off of the internet, off of Tier Maker, and I don't know how elaborate this is, how good it is, but hey, it seems to have a good amount of shows, so I'm gonna use this. I might talk about some other shows while I'm here, but you know. But this is, I just want to let you know, this is Cheesy's list. This is Cheesy's list. Don't get it twisted. Also, apologies about the background noise, or like if there's any background noise. They're doing like work on the house right now, so I just hope that doesn't get too much in the way. Hello, everybody. Hello, I see you. I see you. So, how this is going to work? We'll have a little bit of audience interaction. If you have a show that you want me to talk about, I'll do it, and I'll rank it really quickly. I have a pretty general idea of where I want everything to go, but you tell me where something should go, or you tell me what you want to see on the fucking screen, and I'll do it. But I will say I haven't seen every single Nickelodeon show ever. I'm gonna get that out of the way. As much as I am a Nickelodeon fanboy, haha, fanboy, shut up. As much as I am a Nickelodeon fanboy, I've never seen Winx. Never seen that. No idea. That's like girly girl show, and that's not for me. And that's coming from the guy who watched My Little Pony back in 2012. I've also never seen what's the other show? I haven't seen Pinky Malinky, whatever the fuck this is. Whatever the fuck this is. I've never seen that. What are the other shows that I haven't seen? I have never watched. What the fuck was it? I just had it. I just had it in my mind. I don't know where it went. Oh, that's why, because it's at the very top. I have heard nothing but good things about As Told by Ginger, but I have never watched As Told by Ginger. Which is so weird. I've heard literally nothing but good things about As Told by Ginger. But I have never watched it. Why? I don't even fucking know. But I don't know, it just never appealed to me. Like looking at it from a design, well, because the character designs are really gross. Not gross, but you know, they're unappealing generally. Those, I believe, are the shows that I haven't watched, and I guess I haven't seen enough of Wild Thornberrys to have an opinion on it. With that, I think everything is covered. No, wait. This. Welcome to the Wayne. Welcome. Is that what it's called? Welcome to the Wayne? That doesn't make any sense. But I have never watched that. I don't even know what it's about. That's weird because I have like a rough idea as to what all of these other shows are about. I have never even seen a clip of Welcome to the Wayne. Is it good? Does anyone know if it's good? What's up, Wilkins Coffee? I feel like there was this period of cartoons in general that I was terrified because they were so ugly. I mean, that was mostly the 90s. When As Told by Ginger came out, it was like early 2000s. I don't think that trend was really still happening that much, but it did happen occasionally. Hey yo, hey Louise, how you doing? Pretty sure it has something to do with these kids being spies. Really? Really? That doesn't sound right. I thought it was like an adventure show. I thought it was like Gravity Falls, but I guess that's because like my mind immediately defaults to Gravity Falls whenever I see that art style, or like an art style that's similar to it. Cal Arts. Oh no, shut up. All right. Well, we got we got all of these shows on this list. Give me a good ass starting place, because that should cover it for the shows that I don't know. Hey Cheesy, heard writing going well. Hope you're having a good day. I'm having a good day, Mono Nerd, or like a very very sleepy day, but I'm trying to wake myself up. I'm trying to wake myself up. Yesterday I played chess with friends because we play random games for no reason. Today we're playing the Billy and Mandy game on on GameCube for reference. So, Chalk Zone. I haven't seen most of these. Pretty much 90% of it. I don't understand it. How? Like, I understand. Like, this is the same people that come to me that be like, "Oh, I've only seen like 2 shows in cartoons and Danganronpa." I'm like, how? Literally how? Aside from Making Fiends and like I guess Invader Zim, like all of these shows are like super iconic. How have you not seen these? Yeah, someone said Chalk Zone. I'm gonna put Chalk Zone. This is a frame of reference. I haven't watched everything like super recently, but I'm gonna put Chalk Zone in good. Not great, not banger. I'm putting it in good. It might bump up, but from what I remember loving Chalk Zone as a kid. I remember like really loving like in the modern day. Like me and my friends will always fucking be like, "You gotta draw something, Rudy. You gotta draw something." And I still love that to this day. It's a super fun premise. Like just being able to draw anything in the world and it comes to life. That's such a creative premise. I really need to rewatch Chalk Zone, so I can have like a better informed opinion about it. But aside from that, that's pretty much where Chalk Zone is going to go. Don't worry, I'll have more in-depth opinions on some of these shows. SpongeBob. Okay. Look. SpongeBob? Now I'm playing, bro. Where else is SpongeBob going to go? And I'm gonna be real with you. And I've said this on multiple occasions before. Modern SpongeBob, kinda goated. Like SpongeBob obviously had that rough period. Like I consider the SpongeBob rough period to be season 6, 7, 8, and 9. Like, and towards the end of 9 is where it got good. And then after the end of 9, 10, 11, 12, like those seasons are bangers. Those seasons are super well animated, really well thought out. The gags are really funny. But obviously the original SpongeBob seasons 1 through 3, those are timeless. Those are classics. Those are uncontestable as well. And then seasons 4 and 5 I think are very underrated. I actually think those seasons have a lot of good episodes. That's the same season that has the episode Skill Crane. Skill Crane is so good. Fear of the Krabby Patty is so good. Friend or Foe is also season 5, I believe, which is so good. Like the Friend or Foe, like hour-long special or half-hour-long special, however long it was. Those are banger episodes. and people don't talk about them because they don't. I grew up with SpongeBob seasons 1 through 3, and then after the movie, it actually turned pretty bad, and I stopped watching it. Fake fans, fake fans. That's how. Hey, just got here. As much as I love Chalk Sun, it's just kind of okay. If I had another season, maybe they could have done more with the premise. I could see that, Heble. Also, hello, Heb. But yeah, no, SpongeBob just it can't be anywhere other than goated. How can it not be goated? Dunces and Dragons was hilarious. Dungeons and Dragons is another fucking goat episode. People don't talk about these episodes. They're so good. Opinion on Sponge Out of Water. Sponge Out of Water is underrated. I think most people just brushed it off. I thought it was funny. I really liked it. What was it? The third movie, Sponge on the Run, I think it was. That movie was that was poopy. That was poopy. Did not like that at all. That was fucking ass. What was the other? Someone said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Thunder and Lightning. Almost forgot all those specials. They're good. They're so good. They're so good. People forget about the SpongeBob specials. They're so good. Oh my god. Okay, but TMNT 2012. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. I'm gonna put this in great. It's probably gonna be at the bottom of great, honestly. But I did really like the TMNT show from this era. It was, I don't know. It was like a very nice rendition of the show. I was never a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like fan as a kid, and I didn't actually grow up with this show either. Like in 2012 when it came out, I watched it like long afterwards, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. That's kind of the most that I have to say about it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's just a very solid take on the formula, and I really did appreciate it. I really did appreciate it. But that's kind of the most that I have to say about that. I think One Course Meal is the worst episode. One of the worst of SpongeBob. Definitely one of the worst. It's like not funny in any way. The suicide stuff is like really weird. I don't like it. I'm gonna turn into Mr. Enter, but I don't like it. To be fair, thought the Apocalypse episode was kind of weird. I remember someone told me it was the finale, and I was weirded out. You mean Spongehenge? Spongehenge? That episode was weird. I agree. That was. I remember like seeing. I didn't see the video, but I know there was a theory about that episode because it was just so bizarre. Uh, let's get it out of the way. Thoughts on Camp Coral? Uh, okay, that's another show that I haven't seen too much of, but what I have seen is here. What I have seen, I don't like at all. And maybe that's just recency bias. Maybe that's just me not being like, oh, it's SpongeBob but baby, and therefore I don't like it because it's SpongeBob but baby. But I don't know. Watching it, like what I watched of it was, I should probably bump it up to okay, honestly. But I don't know. I just don't like Camp Coral just on a basic premise level, and that hurts it for me. It's probably going to be the very top of F. But out of, I don't know. I just don't like the fact that it exists. I just don't like the fact that it exists. Thoughts on the Loud House? Used to be a huge fan, but I lost interest by season three. Uh, I am one of the holdouts that says that I never liked the Loud House, and I've been pretty vocal about that. Uh, I don't try to be obnoxious with my opinions, but the Loud House, I'm not going to put it in F because it doesn't deserve it, but I am going to put it at D. I don't like the Loud House, and the reason I don't like the Loud House is very petty. It's just a show that's very, I don't know, very child catering, and I know that's like, oh, it's Nickelodeon cartoon. It's supposed to be, but like I don't know, something about the Loud House goes that extra mile. It feels like it's in the same level as like Gumball to me, and that's another hot take is that I'm not a fan of Gumball, but the Loud House to me just doesn't feel like it's for me, and like no shit, it's not for me. I'm in my 20s, but the I don't know. With a lot of these other shows, I feel like even like the modern ones, I feel like I can connect with it in some way, shape, or form. But with the Loud House, I just can't. It just doesn't do anything for me. I know that's not like a hot take nowadays. I'm pretty sure that most people don't like the Loud House anymore. Apparently, it had seasonal rot, I heard, but I haven't watched it since season one. The Patrick Star. I don't even think the Patrick Star show is on this list. Gumball is GOAT. You know what? I can consent to Gumball being a good show. I just don't like it personally. That is a super hot take. I don't think anyone's going to agree. Planet Sheen, bro. Planet Sheen is the GOAT. Let me get it. Planet Sheen is the GOAT. No, it's I see. I would put it in poopy, but Planet Sheen is kind of like ironically really funny. If you don't watch it, if you watch it for the sake of making fun of it, it's really funny. It's kind of like what's a good comparison? Oh, here's a really good comparison. I watched Freddy Got Fingered for the first time like a couple days ago, and I watched it with a group of friends, and it was one of the weirdest, most like disgustingly hilarious experiences I've ever had. And it's kind of the same thing I feel with Planet Sheen, although not to as much of a degree. Planet Sheen is not to the same level as Freddy Got Fingered, but Planet Sheen is funny if you don't take it seriously and just kind of laugh at the fact that it exists. And that's kind of all that you should do. Is Breadwinners on there? Breadwinners is on there. You want me to get that out of the way? Because I will. Because I don't think that I'm causing any controversy by saying that it's one of the best that Nickelodeon has ever produced. It's fucking trash, okay? It's trash. I don't think most people disagree. There are a few holdouts for Breadwinners. Breadwinners, it has a very, very like minority of people that do still appreciate it. But I'm sorry, I watch it and all I hear is butt joke. It's just like an 11-minute binge of butt jokes. And compared to everything else that's on this list, it's probably the worst thing on this list. Probably, for me. It's just butts. It's just butts. And I'm an ass man. Let me just tell you, I am an ass man. And personally, I don't find Breadwinners all that hot. Could be hotter. And if you're not even providing me with good Rule 34, then what are you even doing? Anyway. Anyway. That's a stupid. Uh, who's another, or like, what's another? Someone said Bunsen is a beast. Yo. Okay. Okay. So, fun story. Me and Silent Chatterbox 52, you know them. They do lol. Like same as I used to, and we watched Bunsen is a Beast for like a week, or like not like a week. We watched it like every other day. Like watched a couple episodes every other day. It is one of the most inept shows I've ever watched. It has like no structure. The characters are the most annoying fucking characters I've ever seen. Uh just there's nothing good about it. At an episodic its episodic structure is super bland. It's like take the Fairly Odd Parents formula of having one running joke go throughout the entire show, as well as like a mythical creature that you have to protect, and just strip it away and make it just like as bland and uninteresting as possible. Every joke falls flat except for the black girl. The black girl is kind of funny sometimes. But aside from that, it is just an 11-minute binge. You know, like how I said Breadwinners was an 11-minute binge of butts. Bunsen is a Beast is an 11-minute binge of nothing. I think it's probably worse than Breadwinners on a fundamental level. But I'm still going to put it above Breadwinners. On a fundamental level, I think it's probably worse. His name is Bunsen. I legit thought his name was Benson. Imagine it's Benson from regular show. That's a mad skit right there. You remember Mad from Cartoon Network? That's a mad skit right there. Benson is a beast, and it's just Benson from regular show. God, what do you want to do, Benson? Get back to work. That's the entire skit. I just wrote a mad skit. That's another show I've been watching with Silent Chatterbox. Bunsen is boring, but Breadwinners is annoying. Bunsen is like the perfect amount of just boring enough and just annoying enough. Breadwinners is just full on annoying. Benson is a beast. Technically, I mean, he's a gumball machine. Opinion on the crossover with Odd Parents. Yeah, I watched that. It's not very good. You would think that they pairing the two shows together would bring the best out of each other, but Bunsen as a Beast doesn't really have any good qualities to bring out. And then Fairly Odd Parents at that point was kind of like a zombie. So you bring this zombie with this already dead on arrival show, and it's just nothing. That special was nothing. It was so shit. And that's coming from the Fairly Odd Parents, which already had the most banger of banger crossovers with Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. The 3 Jimmy Timmy Power Hours. Those were the most banger of crossovers of all time. GOAT crossovers. And then you go to Bunsen as a Beast crossover, and it's like, oh, these characters, they're just... You can tell that a lot of the Fairly Odd Parents, like, voice actors are just doing it for a paycheck at this point. Like Cosmo, especially if you see... Have y'all seen the live action show? The live action Fairly Odd Parents show? That is... Oh! It's a garbage fire. And Cosmo's voice actor sounds so out of it. He sounds like, oh my god, you guys brought me in for this shit, bro. I thought I was done. You canceled the show a few years ago. I thought I was done. I want to go home. Cosmo's voice actor wants to go home, bro. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there. Okay, I'm going on this rant for too long. I'm gonna go with the next show I see. Next show I see, because I can't rant about Fairly Otter and Bunsen is a Beast forever. Someone said Making Fiends earlier. Bro, what do you think I'm gonna say? What do you think I'm gonna say? Making Fiends, it's the GOAT. It's the GOAT. It's better than SpongeBob. And that's my opinion. I think it's better than SpongeBob. The thing is, in Making Fiends' 6-episode run, and I mean that, 6 episodes. 6 fucking episodes. Fuck you, Nickelodeon. 6-episode run. It managed to display just such an, I don't know, not particularly innovative, because it's kind of the Coyote Roadrunner cartoon. Just one really annoying force trying to be killed by this maniacal villain, and just keeps getting stomped out each and every time. Like the villain just loses every time. Like that's a formula that's been done since the Dark Ages. But the way that Making Fiends presents it is just in such this cheerful, lighthearted, just freeing environment that is also the most depressing world I've ever seen. The fact that it manages to strike this balance, this insane balance between like being the most lighthearted, fun show ever and being the most depressing world I've ever seen is just so impressive. And then also, Charlotte and Vendetta are just GOAT characters. Those two are just a funny duo. Charlotte in particular, both Charlotte and Vendetta, they inspired me as a kid. When I grew up watching the Making Fiends shorts and like watched the Making Fiends on Nicktoons network, like that show just inspired me. It gave me a lot of my creative drive and a lot of like how I perceive comedy. Same with a few other shows. SpongeBob did the same. Ed, Edd n Eddy did the same. A lot of the shows in CIDR did the same. But just Making Fiends, oh my god. It's something else. If you haven't watched Making Fiends, please do. It's 6 episodes, bro. You can watch it in an afternoon. Not even. Please watch it. It's fucking fantastic. Thaddeus Cruz? Yeah. Yeah, fucking ref. You missed a big ass rant on Bunsen is a Beast and Fairly Otter. It's fucking. I was going off. It's terrible. It's terrible. We watched it the other day. Oh my god. It hurts my soul. Best shows always have 6 episodes, or like have like really like low episode counts. I agree. Golden the Insatiable is another show that has 6 episodes. That show is also goated. What we want to move on to, but Making Fiends, just please watch the show. It's so good. It deserves so much more attention. It deserves so much more. I'm sorry for your loss. Back at the barnyard, bro. Back at the barnyard. Hold up. Let me get this shit. Okay, it's not that high. It's not that high. But it's like here. It's like here. Oh, and this is coming from a completely unironic standpoint. I like Johnny Test ironically. I like My Gym Partner is a Monkey ironically. Back at the Barnyard is a legitimately really funny show. And it's because the people who worked on the show did not give a shit. They did not give a shit. And because of that, they like pushed the envelope for like what stupid fucking whack ass comedy they could put in this show. It is low-key one of the funniest shows I've ever watched. Like, one of the funniest. It's so fucking funny. There are so many jokes that come out of left field that just surprise me. Otis, in particular, like, has so many good lines that, like, fit so well in this modern, like, 2022 internet amogus comedy, like, style that prevails the internet right now, prevails Twitter, prevails YouTube. Like, I remember there being one episode where Otis like says, "All right, gang, I have a proposition for you. We're gonna do my idea." And then everyone says, "No," and he says, "Yes," and then they go, "No," and he says, "Yes, we will." There's just something about the line delivery in Back at the Barnyard that sells everything. It's so good. It's so good, bro. It just aged so well. It did. It aged insanely well. Like, way better than you'd imagine. It's so funny. It's so fucking unironically funny. The viewer mail. Hey, everybody, it's me, Pig. We got a letter from Sandy. Huh. Hey, dear Pig, why are you stopping the show for this stupid fucking bit? It's so good. It's so good. I would never have it any other way. I would never have it any other way. So good. It's so funny. Let's move on. What other shows pick up the next show that I see? We got a Scap. We got a letter from Sakurai. I love that show, dude. It's so funny. When's Monster and Robot? Monster and Robot. You mean Robot and Monster? The best buds, blinking lights, evil Gart, bacon fights? Do y'all even know the fucking words to that song? Come on. Do y'all know? Anyways, this show's okay. I want to mention Robot and Monster is that show that I watched for the first time in a hotel room when I was on vacation. Like, it premiered for the first time when I was on vacation. For some reason, all the weirdest shit comes out when I'm on vacation. Like, I think the My Gym Partner is a Monkey field trip special, if anyone knows what that is, premiered when I was on vacation. I think Fanboy and Chum also premiered when I was on vacation. The weirdest shit premieres when I go out. It's like Nickelodeon knows. Or like, well, not Nickelodeon because My Gym Partner is a Monkey. It's like the cartoon networks know. They're like, bro, Cheesy is out. We gotta premiere this shit before he comes into the office. Before he comes in and pulls the plug on everything. Cheesy, you're cringe? Fuck you. I ain't cringe. This show's okay. This show, I will say, gets a lot better by season 2. It's a lot funnier by season 2. Like, season 2 is here, and then season 1 is here. So I'm kind of equalizing it. But it gets a lot funnier as it goes on. I will say I do love the fact that Robot is voiced by... I don't remember his name, but he's the guy who voices Dan in Dan Versus. You know who that is. And also Snot from American Dad, if you want a more like culturally recognized character. Like, he's very funny in the show. Monster can be very funny. There is one monster, like, fish girl with, like, gigantic tits. Like, enormous tits. And it's like, how did you get away with that? How did you get away with that on Nickelodeon? Like humonga gonga nangas. I cannot believe they got away with that. Like, that was a regular character. She was just a regular character, bro. Reminds me of how my first and last time watching Pickle and Peanut was on a 6-hour flight. That's the fucking shit, bro. They premiere the weirdest shit when you're on vacation, dude. I don't care who the IRS sends. I'm not paying taxes. I love that fucking voice actor, dude. I like it's a robot and monster. No idea. Could you imagine? I'm just talking about SpongeBob. This is a regular character with gigantic tits. It's just SpongeBob, bro. Is Nick Jr. shows on here? No, it's not. Moving on. What's the next show? Every CGI Nick show is like a shitpost except for Jimmy Neutron. You know what? Since you bring up Jimmy Neutron, let's do it. Let's do it. Jimmy, that's the voice I hear inside. I'm a Jimmy stan. I can handle the Neutron style. Unironically, Jimmy Neutron is the GOAT. I can never understand when people like say like, oh, Jimmy Neutron didn't age well, didn't age particularly well. The animation's not very good, and the premise is not very innovative for its time. Fuck you, bro. Jimmy Neutron is the GOAT. Literally, he can transform into a goat if he wants to. It might have happened in an episode. No, it didn't. But dude, Jimmy Neutron is so funny. It's so unironically. It's both unironically and ironically funny, with like Hugh and Sheen and Carl. Like they all do carry the show a little bit, but nah, my favorite character is still Jimmy. I love the fact that he is just this fucking like smart ass, and he's just like, oh, I've invented this. I've created the infinite storage cube. You can store your shit forever. And then he fucking Cindy is just like, shut the fuck up, Nerdtron. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. That's not the whole show. It's only 90%. But Jimmy Neutron is really funny. It's one of those shows that just always has some kind of quotable line circulating in internet space, and for good fucking reason, dude. Jimmy Neutron might have a case for some of the best side characters in Nick. Very, very true. Very true. Cheesy as no chill. Bro, this is me. This is me talking about my passion. Y'all have been just seeing me talk about like random shit for the last couple of streams. I generally wish Jimmy got a new show. I've seen some amazing concepts for an older design of him with updated model. You mean the one with you mean the 2D rendition? Like that one that depicts it as a 2D show, and like Cindy has braces and Goddard is like a Funko Pop. I really loved that design. I don't remember where I saw that, but I really love those designs. Jimmy and Cindy on each other's ass 24/7. The best part was that like as he got invested in the show, they like came together, and they got a bond. They had a real bond, and they started like really like enjoying each other's company. And then it like peaked on the episode where they got stranded in the like on the island, and that shit was like that was you know like 10-year-old cheesy seeing that shit. That was like, my fan fiction. Oh, it's coming true. Oh, yes, Jimmy. Yes, propose to Cindy. Yes, do it. Oh, please. And that was young Cheesy's dreams coming to fruition. I adored that. I know people are gonna say that was fan fiction as fuck. I don't care. That shit was fucking goated. I don't care, bro. Sodium chloride, my guy. Vici puppy. I like how the end of the second Jimmy. Wait, hold on. I'm so far away from the mic. I like how the end of the second Jimmy 2 Power Hour basically promoted polygamy. They're like. Timmy and Jimmy had to share that bitch. You gotta. Yo, okay, I gotta say. Timmy was at his most Chad in the fucking Timmy Power Hours. He came to another dimension to cuck Jimmy's ass. Bro came from another dimension to steal his bitch. This shit was so fucking Chad like, bro. Sigma. Absolute Sigma Timmy is in the Timmy Power Hours. In the regular as Fairly Odd Parents, he's the most beta of betas. But he is the Sigma in Timmy Power Hour, bro. Absolute Sigma. And Jimmy versus Timmy, that's my matchup, bro. Y'all be talking about Goku versus Superman, or like what's another like Naruto versus Sasuke. I'm fucking sleep. I'm fucking sleep, bro. I'll be talking like, well, so Thanos is coming back. Well, he's gonna come in the next Marvel movie, and then Iron Man is gonna. I'm fucking sleep. Jimmy versus Timmy. That was my matchup as a kid. That was my dream as a kid. And it still is. I want a fourth. I want a fourth movie. I really do. Anyways, we should move on. Look, the Timmy Power Hours are probably my favorite piece of media ever made, aside from like Danganronpa and one of the shows on this list. But like Timmy Power Hour, those three movies are like three of my favorite pieces of media ever made. So I had to go on that rant. I love that fucking shit. Let's roll in. Let's roll in the next the next show. Imagine a Timmy Power Hour with SpongeBob, bro. That would go nutty. I mean, it already happened. Play the Nicktoons games, bro. The Nicktoons games are also pretty fucking sick. I played Attack the Toybots on stream the other day, or like the other month. Shit is one of my favorite games from my childhood. And the other games are still also very fun. Cheesy likes Loud House confirmed. Go fuck yourself. Do Invader Zim. Alright. Well, it was bound to happen. Zim, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my God. My God, take your pedestal. Take your pedestal, Zim. Take it. You deserve it. Oh, my Chad. Oh, your godlike art style. Oh, your post-ironic humor. Oh my God. The fact that everyone fucking dies in every episode and then comes back later. Take your pedestal, my king. Zim. Oh, I love him. Zim is my perfect show. There really can't be a show better than Zim for me. It's not possible. It was one of my first introductions to like dark humor and like this edgy 2000s art style, this like just clean like thick black outlines with very like either like dirty or really slick colors. Just, oh my god, there's just nothing wrong with it. I don't understand how anyone can dislike Zim. I can't see it. I can't see it. How can you dislike Zim? It's too goated. It's too good. It's the perfect show. For me. For me, it's the perfect show. I adore Invader Zim so much. So much. I could rant about it for 30 years. 40 years. 50. I could go on. It's so good. Gur, one of the best cartoon characters ever made. Zim, one of the best cartoon characters ever made. Dib, one of the best cartoon characters ever made. Gaz, one of the best cartoon characters ever made. Professor Membrane goes hard in the movie. He goes hard in the movie. And Enter the Florpus was my awakening. When it was announced that that movie was coming out, I was summoned. I was summoned onto the street. They pulled me out. They dragged me. They dragged me kicking and screaming. I came out there, and I said, yes, Zim. Yes, Zim, I will suck it. I will suck it. I'll do it right now. Enter the Florpus is so good. It just, oh my god. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy just thinking about this show. Like all of the top like goats, top 4 right now, and like a few others that are gonna be up there. Those shows just make me happy just thinking about them. Just thinking about different little moments. Fucking Invader Zim has so many quotable lines. Fucking guess who made waffles? Why did you put bacon in the soap? There's never a dull moment in the show. There's never, ever a dull moment in the show. You can't find one. You actually can't. You actually can't. All right, next show. Moving on. Bring your next shows to the Invader Zim slaughter, because I don't think anything is going to contest with it. One of my favorite scenes from a movie ever is that scene in the JoJo art style where Dib, I'm Dib Membrane. I'm 12 years old. Yeah, that fucking moment is amazing, dude. That's one of the very first fucking jokes of the entire movie, dude. I love that shit. Can we talk about Fanboy and Chum? You want me to shit on your favorite show, don't you? That's insane. That's insane. Are you a masochist, bro? Are you a masochist? Because this, and this is, let me reiterate, this is coming from someone who had this as one of their favorite shows when they were a kid. I adored Fanboy and Chum as a kid. It was one of my absolute top favorite shows. Like, if I were to put it on this list right now as I was as a kid, it would be here. It would be right here. But look, I tried to give it a chance in the modern day. I tried to even like it ironically. I can't even like it ironically. I don't know what it is, but something about Fanboy and Chum just screams unfunny to me. I don't want to make this a rant. I don't want to make this a cheesy why do you hate my poo-poo show? My show where they talk about like chewing gum and brain freeze. I don't want to go on a rant about that. I just want to let you know I tried, okay? I tried. It's not my show. It's not my show. You can like it. You can like it. You can like these weird-ass characters and their gross-ass world of nonsense, and I can see it. I can see why you would like it. Not my show. Not my show. Moving on. You got no taste? You got no fucking balls, bro. You have no wee wee. You have no wee wee. You need a wee wee transplant. Transplant, my. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. The intro slaps. What are you talking about? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I don't know why that's fucking. I don't know why that's making me laugh. Let's get a new one. Bro, what the fuck? What do y'all want me to talk about shitty shows? Don't y'all want to have like a good show be talked about? I want to talk about good shows. Fine. Let's talk about Tough Puppy. Look, Tough Puppy is like the most 6 out of 10 show. It's okay. It's alright. I like the premise a lot. I like Kitty Catswell, because of course I do. I'm a fucking furry. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a furry. Don't let anyone tell you that I'm a furry. That didn't happen. Anyways, I think that Tough Puppy can be funny. However, it kind of had that problem that Fairly Odd Parents had at that time, where a lot of the jokes were like super on the nose. A lot of the jokes were extremely on the nose, very on the nose, and repetitive. And it works sometimes. Sometimes, like, the bits in Tough Puppy are really, really funny. And other times they fall flat. And if they fall flat once, they will fall flat for the rest of the episode. And that's my main problem with, like, that Butch Hartman style of humor. It's like, if it didn't work once, it's not going to work again. And then the episode is dead. The rest of the episode is dead. But Tough Puppy had some great premises, had some really cool character designs, honestly, and like the art style is actually very slick, like a good departure from the Danny Phantom, Timmy Turner, or Fairly Odd Parents art style without being too big of a departure, and it had some really cool gadgets, I will say as well. I really like that one episode that had the one toaster that came to life, if y'all remember that. And then one toaster came to life that Keswick wanted to fuck. They did a lot of cool shit with like what she did, and they had like one really good bit with her, where she was like shooting out office supplies at the tough agents, and I think at one point, like, she shot one thing at someone, and they said, paper cuts. And then she shot another thing at someone else, and they said, paper cups. And then she shot another thing at someone else, and they said, paper clips. I don't know why that was really funny to me, but I really liked that joke. Tough Puppy has some good moments. It really does. It has some good moments, but it's not enough for me to want to continue watching like frequently. It's kind of like Beavis and Butthead to me, where like I kind of do like it, but like I can't sit for like a string of episodes. It has to be like a good ass break in between. Because for Beavis and Butthead, I'm watching one episode and I think it's funny, but I can't fucking sit there and hear fire. I can't hear that for the next like 2 hours or however long I'm gonna binge watch something. Like that's the same with me for Tough Puppy. I will also say that the villains in Tough Puppy are really cool. I really like the Chameleon. The Chameleon's a really fun design. What else will we do? Is the X's any good? The X's is okay. I'll rank that as well. The X is okay. It should be a lot better than it is. But excuse me, I had an air bubble. It should be a lot better than it is, but it's all right. I really like the art style. The villain is kind of funny, and I do like what they do with like each family being like a team member of the spy gang, and they have this like talking house, and all of them specialize in one thing. Like the kid is the scientist, and like the girl is like the demolitions expert and shit like that. That's cool, but it's not really a particularly funny show. And for an 11-minute long like episodic show, it kind of needs to be funny, or else it's like not really doing too much. Like it's not like Avatar or uh Avatar. This is like the only other Nickelodeon show that is like that, where it's like story focused. Like it's that's you can't it needs a little more. It's not funny enough. Like it's good. It's all right. Will you do a tier list for Cartoon Network in the future? I haven't watched as many from Cartoon Network as I have for Nickelodeon. Like Nickelodeon, I know Nickelodeon by heart. Cartoon Network, there's probably going to be like a few more shows there. But the reason I'm scrolling down is so that you see the rest of these on the list. See the rest of these on the list, you coward. How about All Real Monsters? Okay, you want me to... Alright, here's the hottest take. The hottest take of this entire list, I think. I think. I'm pretty sure this is a hot take. All Real Monsters is right here. I didn't find it all that entertaining. I didn't find it all that funny. The characters are okay. I like the art style. But the premise is also fun. But I don't know. I've tried to watch Our Real Monsters several times, and I just don't get it. Or like it's just not, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm not sure why. This is coming from someone who like likes Ren and Stimpy and all those other shows with like the weird art style. Like weird gross art style, but like I don't know. Something about Our Real Monsters just doesn't do anything for me. That's kind of it. Dang, below Planet Sheen? Wait, that's a little too low. That's a little too low. I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's... Honestly, Planet Sheen and All Real Monsters are kind of interchangeable for me. 2000s Nick, 90s Nick? Abso-fucking-lutely. 2000s Nick was peak. They peaked mid-2000s. Invader Zim, Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron, My Life's Teenage Robot, Danny Phantom, Avatar, they peaked so hard in the 2000s, dude. Not even above Loud House. El Tigre is so good, man. It shouldn't have been on Nick, so it have a chance to succeed. I fully agree. This is our first banger. It's not the GOAT. I really want to put it in GOAT, but GOAT is such an exclusive club. El Tigre on any other network would be a GOAT, but on Nick, it's only a banger. El Tigre is just such a good show. So funny. It's so funny. I love what they do with this like premise of this like kid superhero who can be both evil and good at the same time. So he gets into a lot of like antics that like Danny Phantom or Jenny don't get into, because he's an anti-hero and an anti-villain at the same time. He's both. So he can do whatever he wants and it fits thematically. And because of that, he gets into so many like dumbass adventures where he's stealing shit with his grandfather and like absolutely destroying the foundation of society. And then the next episode will just be like, yes, Dad, yes, Father, I will go down to the nursing home and feed the elderly. Well, it's not exactly like that, but you know what I mean. Like Manny's just such an interesting character. Frida is so funny. Frida is one of the funniest side characters in Nickelodeon history. She's so fucking good. A cat pooped on my lawn, yeah. I love that shit. Frida goes hard. Also helps that she's voiced by Grey Delisle, who is like top tier voice actor. I'ma have to fucking put you on hold, my guy. You're in a timeout. You're in a timeout. Stop spamming. But no, Kevin Mikey is not on this list, though that would be in great. That would be in great tier, just so you know. But ooh, I adore LT Gray. And with a reboot coming up, I'm curious what do you mean? There ain't no reboot. What are you talking about? No way. Helpless. Powerless. Can't bear it. That's such a good joke. Also, hell no. LT Gray is not getting a reboot. What are you talking about? There's no way. There's no way. You're lying to me. Don't lie to me. Don't fucking lie to me. Don't you dare. I'll destroy you. Is Rabbids Invasion here? No. It is not. Would not be very high, though. Just letting you know. But yeah, I love LT Gray. It's one of the shows that I revisit the most often. Absolutely love it. What's your opinion on Kadikarus? What? That's definitely a Nicktoons show. What are you talking about? I've never visited Nick except for Legends of the Hidden Temple and like one episode of Guts. Bro, what fucking... We got Patrick Starr in the fucking chat. What kind of enormous rock have you been living under? Holy shit. That's insane, bro. That's like that experiment where they lock a child into like a blank room and only feed him meals every like couple of hours and like see how he grows up and sees like how he thinks about the world as an adult now that he's had zero experiences. That's crazy. All right, I've seen Mighty B a few times, so I'll go over Mighty B. Mighty B is also in banger. I debated about this. I wanted to convince myself that maybe it's only in great. Maybe I'm overrating it a little bit. And then I go back and rewatch an episode, and I'm just like, oh my god, this show is so fucking good. Mighty B is one of the most cartoons ever. And I mean that. It is up there with like Ren and Stimpy, Kablam, Chowder, Ed, Ed and Eddie. It's up there. It's so fucking good. The things that they do with like Bessie's animation, like Bessie and Happy, like how they're animated, their facial expressions, how creative they get with the models of these characters. It's so fascinating. It like really inspires like the way that I draw a lot. Just I love that art style so much. Not to mention that the show's just really funny. It's oh my god. The Mighty B. There's so many jokes that land so hard just because of the facial expressions, just because of the way that the characters move, just because of the voice acting as well. Finger is really funny as well. I love how Finger, this whole time, like, I still don't know. He's kind of like Plank, where you kind of don't know if he's real or not. He might be real. He might be real and you just don't know. You just don't know. Because there's several episodes where he's like very clearly doing shit on his own without Bessie. It's like, is this character real? Is he moving? Is this Bessie just being a psychopath? I don't know. The intro was banging. Absolutely. Motherfuckers want to tell me that Fanboy and Chum Chum was a banger intro theme. Absolutely not. You find I got the beast of wild, the kid down with me, me, me. It's so good. It's so good. It's iconic, bro. Mighty B should have been way more iconic than it actually is, or like should have been way more like culturally recognized than it actually was. It definitely should have been up there. Doesn't have to be at the same level as like SpongeBob or Loud House or Fairly Odd Parents, but it should have been way better or like way bigger than it was. There was so much passion put behind the show. You can very much so tell that the people who worked on the show were avid fans of animation and wanted to create something that was just that was like a love letter to their fucking to this craft. It just it's just such a throwback to like a lot of like the weird animation in the 90s and all of the weird fucking experimental shit, but with like a more modern take on the premise, because it's just like this girl who's just a mega genius, by the way. Bessie is actually like like up there with Jimmy for one of the smartest characters in Nickelodeon, and that's not exaggerating. If you watch the show, you would know she's actually like an insane genius. But this girl, she's just going door to door selling taffy, and just random antics happen during that. Maybe she'll create a robot. Maybe she'll fight that robot to death. Maybe she'll put on a magic show where she traps Portia in a dimensional hellscape within her magic hat. This happened. This happens in the Mighty B. This is the kind of shit. It's like, oh my god, it's such a creative show. It's so good. Makes me so happy, like, talking about it. I'm glad that I get to talk about it here. If there is a Mighty B resurgence, please let it happen. I wish to start it. I wish to be the instigator. Do you know Wow Wow Wubsy? Of course I do. Wow Wow Wubsy is fucking the GOAT. That's one of the best preschool shows out there. However, it's not on this list. However, I will say that it would be in great tier. Would be at the top of great. There's the finger fight from that one episode. Yeah. There is that one episode where fucking Finger gets into a fight with another Finger, and it's like hard to tell. Like, is this real? Is this happening? Are they making pretend? Because like things are happening without them actually knowing. What's your Super Brawl opinions? I like Super Brawl. Super Brawl is a fun series, although it was super jank. Super Brawl 2 was where it was at, bro. What is it? Sanjay and Craig? Man, y'all... Do y'all want me to talk about good shows? I'm sorry, I know people like this show. This ain't it for me, though. This ain't it. Honestly, it's below Fanboy and Chum Chum for me. Not a fan. Like, I don't know. My opinion, butts galore, butts and farts, and barf, and dookie jokes. And I don't know. Not my show. Not my show. Again, this list is obviously this is objective, and I'm completely right in every single way. But this is my opinion, and your opinion is your opinion, mine is mine. If you like Sanjay and Craig, then I mean, like Sanjay and Craig. Who cares? Like your favorite show. There's a kid named Finger in the Mighty B. No, it's a Finger. No, it's Bessie's finger. Like Bessie's finger, she role plays with that thing like it's a real person, and sometimes it looks like it's a real person. Please do Teenage Robot. Best show. It has to be the GOAT show. Does it? Does it have to be the GOAT? Does it have to be the GOAT? I don't know. I don't know. The thing about My Life as a Teenage Robot is that, like, I just can't get into the characters. The characters are so bland. The art style is just, like, really flat. And I don't know. I'm hoping that someone took that bait. Look, Teenage Robot's the GOAT. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's Teenage Robot, bro. It's Teenage Robot. Also, notice how the three shows I put up there are also in CIDR. What a coincidence. But but no, come on, bro. Teenage Robots. Just the characters, the side characters, even like the characters that they bring on for like 1 or 2 episodes, like Misty, like Vega, like fucking, what was the girl that Brad dated for a little bit? Oh, I'm trying to remember her name. But like, they had so many characters that came onto the show that are just like, ironic fucking, or like not ironic, like iconic masterpiece characters. Just fucking chef's kiss these characters. I love them so much. I love the art style. Like, I was bullshitting obviously earlier. The flat way that these characters are presented, the angularness, the just like the early Doomsday era art style that they have for this show is so fucking clean. It's so clean. So fucking nice to look at. The way the colors change whenever they're in a different scene. They play with the colors so much in the show. It's so cool. Jenny's array of weapons was always one of my favorite things. It's like when I watched Shaolin Showdown as a kid, just like seeing all these like different arrays of weapons. It makes me like, oh, I want that. Baby Chi-Chi want that. I want to use that. And I pretend to use it at the daycare, and then I get made fun of. But Melody, that's her name. Melody was, oh, I fucking adore Melody, dude. She's such a good character. She's so fucking good. Jenny herself, like, okay, I know you all know Jenny. Like, you wouldn't like my brain. It's all circuity and metal. Shut up. The porn does not dictate how good this character is. She's so bizarrely relatable for a character who is, like, very clearly, like, not you. Or, like, as far removed from you as could possibly be because she's a robot. But, I don't know. Growing up, I had those problems. I had the same problems that Jenny had. Well, I didn't feel like I fit. I felt like I was a stranger to most people. I watched cartoons all day. That didn't help. But but Jenny, just such a relatable character, while also just having this weird amount of goofiness to her that's like just enough. Like, it's not SpongeBob level. It's not Betsy Higginbottom level. It's not Chowder level. But it's just enough. Just that small smidge to make her just feel right at home with all the rest of these characters. She's such an iconic character. Everyone knows Jenny. You know Jenny, bro. You know Jenny. You do. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. You know Jenny. She's so fucking... Oh my god, she's so iconic. She's just one of my favorite characters that Nickelodeon has produced. Her mother is also such an underrated character. She's so funny. Stretchy arm and extendo finger. Stretchy arm and extendo finger. Bro, I used to quote that all the time. Stretchy arm and extendo finger. That shit. That made me. That was one of the funniest fucking jokes for me for a while. there's so much. There's so much. There's so much in My Life's a Teenage Robot, and it was just one of those shows that you also watched for like the action. The action was like really good in this show, even though like the action wasn't really the main focus. It was part of it, but it wasn't really the main focus. But like when they did action, it was super good. You remember the battle between Jenny and Britt and Tiff, like when they had like the diamonds, like the fucking Piff crystals or whatever they were called. Like that whole sequence is so cool. Them using like these elongated powers where they're like projecting their hands out and they're messing with the environment. They're shooting beams at Jenny while she's running on the skyline. And Jenny doesn't want to fight back because like she doesn't want to hurt them, obviously, even though they're bitches. There's also that one episode where she goes to kindergarten. Y'all know that episode. There's that one episode where she goes to kindergarten, and there's this whole action sequence of her beating the shit out of these kindergarten kids, and it's amazing. They frame it so well. She uses the fucking dodgeball to like knock all of their asses in a row, and it's so cool, even though she's beating the shit out of children. It's just so cool. Jenny's so cool. I love her design. And I just love the show in general. That TV movie also was just perfect. Just a perfect fucking sequence. I don't want to fucking go on for that I don't want to go on for too long. I know I've been on Teenage Robot for a little bit. I just love Teenage Robot. What's the show? What else are we gonna do? Avatar is GOAT. Avatar. Okay, maybe this is the most controversial opinion, and it's funny because that controversial opinion is that Avatar is a banger and not a GOAT. This is me being legitimate. I think that Avatar is an amazing show with wonderful characters, an insane art style, a beautiful story, all of that. But for me, I didn't get into Avatar until very late. I got into Avatar in like 2019. Like 2018, 2019. I didn't get to it until then. And so I don't really have as big of a connection with those characters as I do with Jenny, as I do with Jimmy, SpongeBob, Charlotte, Vendetta, Zim. And that's basically the only reason. Avatar is probably going to be the very top of banger, though. I'll let you know that. Probably the very top of banger. But the goats changed my life, essentially. To be a goat, you have to change my life. And Avatar didn't do that. It was too late to the party. It was too late to the party. I'm sorry. Cheesy, how big your D? 8 inches. I love Avatar, but dude, I dare you to post that on Twitter. I know people will go off if you don't say that Avatar is the best Nickelodeon show. I don't think it's the best show. I think it's amazing. I lost so many viewers for that. Oh my god. I think it's the best. I don't think it's the best show, but it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's definitely one of the best Nick shows, and probably the technical best Nick show that there ever has been. But this is my tier list. This is my opinion. And my opinion is that it's amazing, but it's not in GOAT. It's not in GOAT. I love Avatar, though. I will let you know. I love Avatar. There are no Nick Jr. shows on this list, so do not request them, you fool. What's fucking Harvey Beaks? Here's my opinion. Fucking Harvey Beaks He's trapped now. It's alright. Harvey Beaks is alright. Look, Harvey Beaks, the thing about it was that maybe it's because I'm kind of like I was setting it up for a little too much, because I am a humongous Chowder fan. Humongous Chowder fan. Absolutely biggest Chowder fan you will ever see. And Harvey Beaks is made by the same creator, C.H. Greenblatt. And I was kind of hoping for more of that cartoon wackiness that Chowder brought to the table. But Harvey Beaks ended up being like a more grounded show. It's fairly slice of life. It does get wacky a little bit, but it's fairly slice of life for the most part. And because of that, it's like it's not like Chowder. It's not like the seasons of SpongeBob that C.H. Greenblatt worked on. It's not like Jellystone. That's another C.H. Greenblatt project. Those are all fucking like insanity incarnate. Harvey Beaks is just like a slice of life show for the most part. And because of that, not a big fan. Like, it's a good show. I've watched it. I've watched a couple episodes. It's a fine show. I think it's neat. I appreciate its existence a lot. It's one of those shows where I appreciate its existence a lot, but I myself don't really choose to watch it very much. Can you at least put it above Tough Puppy? I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's like these three are kind of okay. Here's my compromise. Assume that Robot and Monster, Tough Puppy, and Harvey Beaks are all the same. Like, they're in this order, but they're all the exact same tier. Okay? Assume that, because I really can't really decide like on an order for that. They're all like as even as they can be for me. What's it? It being grounded is probably the point. Well, obviously, yes, it is the point. But just because it's the point doesn't mean that I'm gonna be a fan of it. That doesn't mean that it's not good. It just means that it's not my thing. Someone said tack in the power of boo boo, tack in the power of my poo poo doo doo. Tack is like the most 6 out of 10 show I've ever watched. It is textbook definition 6 out of 10. The jokes are fine. The setting's fine. The animation's fine. The models are fine. The episode premises are fine. The magic and stuff is fine. It's so 6 out of 10. There's like not a single thing that makes me think like, oh my god, this one thing was insane. Like, I can say that for basically every fucking show on this list, even the bad ones. But like, insane in the bad way for the bad ones. But for Tack and the Power of Juju, I don't know, there's nothing. There's nothing there. It's just okay. It's just very okay. Very okay to an insane degree. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about it. The games, I only played part of the first game, but I don't remember too much from it. And that's all I have to say about Tech. Sorry. That's all I gotta say. The Cleveland Show Loud House. You mean Casa Grande's? The Cleveland Show Loud House. The Cleveland House. Casa Grande it's like the same for me. This is like the same show. Obviously, before you get down my throat, I know it's not the same show. Look, it's got like similar humor and similar animation and all that. And the things that I wasn't a fan of with Loud House are the same things that I don't like about Casa Grande. So it translates over. That's all I have to say about that. Like, if we pretend Fairly Odd Parents ended on Channel Chasers, I think the show could have been banger. Look, I've said some heated opinions. I've said some heated fucking opinions in this last hour or so that we've been streaming. But my ultimate, absolute, no one agrees with me on this. Poof was a good fucking character for the show. I think that the Poof episodes are some of the best episodes of the series. Cheese and Crockers is like a classic episode. Classic. Cheese and Crockers is so funny. Same with the one where they go to the past. They have the fucking firefighters come in. They go, fire, 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 fire. Rock, 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 rock. The Poof episodes got like really creative. And I don't think people give Poof enough credit. Fight the real enemy. Okay? Fight the real enemy. Fight Chloe. Fight Sparky. They're the real enemies. I feel like Poof really got lumped in with those guys because he followed the same pathway as them. But he executed it way better. He did it better. Who wore it better? Poof! Very clearly. It's like not even a contest. Sparky and Chloe were like death sentences for the show. Even Foop was funny. I thought Foop was funny. Sparky and Chloe were death sentences for the show. They were like not funny. They didn't add anything to the dynamic except for just a collection of really weird and not very funny episodes. Except for Cosmonopoly. That one was kind of funny. But Sparky and Chloe, they were just ass. They were ass, and I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. Poof! He deserves so much more than what people fucking give him. I love Poof, and I love the Poof episodes. Season 6 is one of the best seasons of Fairly Odd Parents. But overall, Fairly Odd Parents is still an amazing show. Even if I do count the Chloe and Sparky episodes, this is still a great show. And I still love it to this very day. I still watch it, even with the Butch Hartman shit. Who's doing so well is what started the downfall. I don't blame him for that. Well, yeah, he started it. And technically, yeah, it was kind of his fault. But he himself was a good character. That's on the network. That's on the network for, like, trying to follow trends. But Fairly Odd Parents was a show that... It's one of those shows where I could always remember waking up early in the morning to go to school. And there will be an episode of Fairly Odd Parents playing. And that will be my morning. I will watch the Fairly Odd Parents. Even more so than SpongeBob. Like, it always came on in the perfect time for me to watch it before I went to school. And I would watch it and I would just marvel at it. Also, low-key, actually, no, fuck it. High-key, Fairly Odd Parents has the best specials of any Nickelodeon show. By far. Channel Chasers, Wishology, Abracatastrophe. These are insane episodes. These are amazing TV movies. Like, if Fairly Odd Parents was just the TV movies, it would be like right here. It would be like right there or right here, honestly. Like somewhere here. But the whole show is right here. Channel Chasers is fucking amazing. Wishology is super underrated. Abracatastrophe is great. These are fantastic episodes. even more so than SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, like the Escape from fucking Cluster Prime, special from My Life as a Teenage Robot, all the specials that go out to all the other shows. Like, they don't pale in comparison to Fairly Odd Parents' specials. They don't. They really just don't. Fairly Odd Parents was the GOAT. It was the GOAT at specials. Whenever there was a special, you watched. If there was a special, you fucking watched. You sat your ass down with a bowl of popcorn. And that also goes for even Invader Zim Enter the Floor. Okay, we get in. Okay, maybe I'm stretching a little bit. We don't talk about that. Enter the Floor is a little too goated. But Fairly Odd, aside from that, everything else. And Fairly Odd Parents had such goated specials that they even crossed over with Jimmy Neutron and made 3 of the best TV movies ever made. You can't compete. You can't compete. You just can't. Oh yeah, and fucking what's it called? Someone mentioned Chester should have had fairies. Fairy Idol as well. Fairy Idol was, oh my god, so many good specials. So many good TV movies, my guy. Uncontested. Norm, rest in peace, Norm Macdonald, by the way. Rest in peace. But Norm was one of the funniest characters, and I'm so glad he got his own movie. I'm so glad he got his own movie. It was just such a fun fucking experience. All those little songs that came up, the Gimme the One, all that shit. Sanderson looking like Ben Shapiro, my favorite moment from that from that special. It's so good. It's so good. I don't want to go on for too much longer, but Fairly Odd Parents, just the best specials. Great show overall. Poopy at the end, but hey, you had a legacy. You had a legacy. You forgot about the part where Chester and AJ stopped being characters. Yeah. I don't know why they were just like, you know what, Chester, AJ, bro, y'all don't add enough to the dynamic. You know, Chester, you had this whole thing with Timmy in the what's it called? Chester, you had this whole thing with Timmy in Fairy Idol where you had fairies, or you had Norm and you lost him, and you had fairies and you lost it, and then we don't need you here. We don't need you here. Bring in Chloe. Chloe, get in here. Replace Chester for us. She's a much more well-rounded character. We need more female representation, which we do, but we don't need Chloe. We don't need Chloe. Can we hear Rocco opinions? I've been dreading this moment. Hear me out, okay? Okay. Before you click off, I know you're gonna click off the stream. Don't click off the stream just yet. You want to hear my opinion, alright? Rocco's Modern Life is a great show, but I didn't watch it that much as a kid. That's all, okay? That's all. I didn't watch it that much, so I can't put it that much higher. Alright? Okay. We good? Okay, we good. Alright. I remember quite a few good things about the show, though. I love that they went to heck for that one episode where Heifer fucking dies. I really liked the episode with Rocco and I think it was his appendix, or it was his pancreas or something like that. It was one of the two. Like he had a conversation, like a deep conversation with that vital organ in his body. That was really funny. I liked the episode where they got sucked into the TV. But like I don't have as many memories with Rocco as I do with other shows, and that's the only reason why it's not higher. Just letting you know. Opinion on Static Cling? Like I said, I didn't watch enough Rocco, so I didn't watch Static Cling because like that's a sequel series to Rocco, and I don't want to watch that until I like watch all of Rocco again and like get that experience. How about Rugrats? Rugrats is pretty good. Pretty good. I don't think Rugrats is mind blowing. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. It's just really tiny. I don't think Rugrats is mind blowing. It's just a very solid show. Very solid, very fun adventures with the babies. A little bit of dookie humor, like as the seasons go by, especially in like the movies. But the show is fine. The show is good, enjoyable. I watched it as a kid, or I watched it a lot as a kid. I had DVDs of it as a kid. I liked it, but it's not one of those shows where I have very many memories of it. Didn't Rocco work for a sex hotline? Yeah, that's one of the most famous fucking things. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. Rocco. Tootie should have had fairies. She lived with Vicky. True. True. I can see that. I could see Tootie having fairies. That would have been an interesting dynamic. See, that's what they should have introduced instead of Sparky. Like, instead of Timmy getting a new fairy, you have fucking, like, Tootie get a new fairy, and then this whole dynamic. You got an extra character on the show, but they don't have to be in every episode because they're not directly related to Timmy. And they can help out another character while bringing more light to Tootie, who is already a very underrated character. What else is left? I want to I'm going to display the rest of this on here so that y'all can see. I hope that's picking up on OBS. Yeah, absolutely, you can see. You got a couple shows. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. You never know, I may shit on your favorite show. Wasn't there an episode where Timmy was able to lend his fairies to anyone twice as miserable as him, and then cut to Tootie getting swirly? Yeah. Yeah, that was the fucking episode where like Tootie exclusively had Timmy's fairies for her birthday, that was a very sweet episode. It was a very endearing episode, although there was a bunch of like Crocker was interfering a lot in that episode. How many? Okay, Danny Phantom got 3 people, so I'm gonna say Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom is another show that is super close to GOAT. Super close. Super close to GOAT. Danny Phantom was oh my god. He was my hero. I still preferred Teenage Robot overall, like as a kid. I still preferred Teenage Robot as a whole, but Danny Phantom, with the continuous storyline, Danny evolving, getting more and more powers as he continues, learning the ice breath, or like not ice breath, but like just cryokinesis in general, being able to do all these feats, just it was so cool. It was so cool, especially like obviously you got cryokinesis in Urban Jungle, which was I think the episode was called Urban Jungle, but that episode was so cool. That introduced Overgrowth and Plant Sam. Plant Sam is such a cool design, dude. Such a cool design, and just I don't know. Danny Phantom probably as a whole, like in Nickelodeon history, has the best rogues gallery, right? I think we can all agree on that, right? Danny Phantom has the best rogues gallery. Skulker, Amber, fucking Johnny. You got what's it called? Oh my god, there's so many. You got Spectra, Vlad, obviously, Dark Danny. All of these fucking characters are like insanely iconic for me, at the very least. They're very iconic for me. I adore them. And I'm a sucker for the formula of like Monster of the Week. I'm a sucker for that. I love Powerpuff Girls. I love My Life's Teenage Robot, LT Gray. Uh, Not really Shaolin Showdown, but you know, superhero show kind of. I love Monster of the Week comedies so much, and Danny Phantom hits it out of the fucking park, dude. It hits it out of the absolute fucking park. Box Ghost, yeah. I am the Box Ghost. Beware. I love fucking Box Ghost. The one episode where he actually became a threat because he stole Pandora's box. That was really cool. And I'm gonna be honest, I actually do enjoy season 3, unlike a lot of other people. I think seasons 1 and 2, if seasons 1 and 2 are 10 out of 10s, season 3 is an 8, right? However, Phantom Planet, and come on, you know this shit. Phantom Planet is so bad. So bad. It was just a mess. It was a mess, bro. It's so bad that it became a meme between like me and my friend group, where we'll be like fucking. There's that one sequence where Vlad is trying to like get rid of the meteor, and Vlad goes, or like it's revealed that it's made out of ectoranium, right? And then he goes, "Ectoranium? Then I can never touch it. No ghost can. Then the earth is doomed." It's so funny. It's just so bad. It's so bad. But it's just, Phantom Planet aside, just Danny Phantom in general is an amazing show. An amazing show. Butch Hartman's best work, even though he didn't really do all that much for it. It was mostly other people. But you know, moving on. Love Danny Phantom. Best Rogues Gallery. Tucker is really funny. I love so many of the side characters. It's just such a good show. It's so close to being the GOAT. It's right there with Avatar. Just barely not GOAT. Consider like Avatar and Danny Phantom to be like GOAT minus. GOAT minus. Yeah, Danny fucking says fuck it. I'm not gonna be a ghost. It's too hard. Being a ghost is too hard. And then he fucking like quits. Like he gets rid of his powers. And then Sam and Tucker are just like, "Oh, well, you don't have your powers anymore, so you're just like a dude. You know, fuck you, Danny. I've only realized now that you don't have your powers that I never really liked you. And go fuck yourself." Like that was so bad. Like what the hell? Why are they so aggressive about it? I don't get it. Okay, people are saying Ren and Stimpy. People are saying Ren and Stimpy. Come on, bruh. Come on. It's Ren and Stimpy. It's Ren and Stimpy. I can't put it very much higher because not all of Ren and Stimpy is great, but like the iconic episodes are like here, bro. like Space Madness, all of like the space episodes. Those are all amazing. And then you got Sven Hoek and all that shit. You got the episode where fucking Ren like is a mouse. Like Ren pretends to be a mouse. He goes, "Squeak! I tell you, squeak!" And then he fucking tries to like sucker the money out of these like poor people. You got the episode with the hog jowls and them trying to get them from the dog. I believe this episode. Like the goat episodes are fucking goated. The goat episodes are insanely goated. There's so many like great episodes, but like Ren and Stimpy isn't always banger. Sometimes you get the slow episode every now and then, and like those are fine. It's not enough. It's like obviously not enough to bring it too much down, but it's like those highs are so high in comparison to the rest of the show for me. I love Ren and Stimpy. Like overall, I love it. The adult party cartoon, obviously y'all know about that train wreck. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about John K in general. But Ren and Stimpy overall, great show. Love it. Rubber nipple salesman. We selling rubber nipples. I love. I remember there being one episode of Ren and Stimpy where just like this old lady just like dies of lead poisoning, and it's like really serious, or like not really serious, but it's like serious enough that it like kind of catches you off guard. It's like, whoa, okay, I guess she died of lead poisoning. I don't know how that was supposed to be funny. I don't know. That's just like a really distinct memory I have of Ren and Stimpy. Especially Mr. Yeah, no, sir, I don't like it. You gotta love him. How about Doug or Glitch Tex? That's a good combination because I can do one really quickly, and that one is Doug. Look. 90s Nick is overall not as good as 2000s Nick. For me, at the very least. It's not as good. And Doug is one of the main examples for me. Doug is just the epitome of, like, white bread. Like, a thin slice of butter on white bread with a pinch of salt topped with another piece of white bread. I'm sorry. It's too bland for me. It's too bland. That's probably another very controversial opinion, but I think Doug is very bland. You broke my grill? Obviously, like that's funny. That's funny. The grill scene. The scenes with Mr. Dick are funny. Mr. Dink are very funny. But aside from that, I don't know. I just don't get any pleasure watching Doug. I don't really enjoy watching Doug. It's just not for me. It's not entertaining enough for me. Maybe that's because I grew up in the era of Chowder and SpongeBob and Cat Scratch and Ed, Edd n Eddy and all that. And Ren and Stimpy. So I was like very attuned to wanting super fucking hyper like insane shows that are like really are just really hectic and cartoony. Maybe that's why. That's also why I didn't watch Avatar as a kid. But I don't know. It's just not for me. 90s was so good. It's good, but it's overrated. Personally, for me. Vine Sauce community isn't gonna like this. Cat Scratch, bro. Oh, Can we make another tier? I'm making another tier. Okay. Okay. I'm making another tier. I have to. I'm sorry. Cat Scratch deserves it. Goat minus. I'm sorry. Cat Scratch deserves it. Cat Scratch deserves it. They need this new tier. They need this new tier. Cat Scratch is so fucking unbelievably funny. It's so funny. And it only got one season. It only got one season of these whack ass dudes just sitting in a mansion and just buying whatever. There's literally an episode where Waffle like buys a fucking like a shit ton of vases so that he can play with the bubble wrap, and then he bankrupts them and they have to go and get a job, and it's one of the funniest episodes in the entire series. It's one of the funniest episodes of the show. Then there's also that one episode where they all get sick and tired of each other and they segment the house into different parts and they all go to war. And it's so fucking, it's so funny. It's so fucking cool. It's like it's such eye candy. It's such eye candy. Not to mention that the show is super animated. The show is like, there's a reason why people call it the Ed, Edd and Eddy of Nickelodeon, and that's because it's just three dudes just hanging out and doing stupid shit with super like hectic animation. And it works so well. It's such a good formula. Although my favorite episode, I think, was the episode where Mr. Blick gets magnetic superpowers. Like Mr. Blick rides on this children's slide, and when he rides it, he builds up like enough static cling so that he has magnetism powers. And over time, the magnetism powers they go to his head, and they end up getting worse and worse. So he's like opening a door. He's like, he hears a knock on the door, and then he opens the door, and then like a clock flies in and hits him in the head, and he's like, that was weird. And then he closes the door, goes to do his own thing. He goes to the door, opens the door again, and there's like this gigantic truck or like a boat flying towards him, and he closes the door. He closes the door, and then fucking he hears the doorbell again, and he's like, no, I'm not falling for that. And then Waffle comes in, he's just like, can I see? And then Mr. Blick's like, sure. And he like opens the door, and someone just gives him a bag of money. He's like, thank you. And then he leaves, and he's like, Then he hears the doorbell again. He's like, oh, money. And then there's the truck again, and it hits him. It's so funny. I've got the power. Mr. Blick's voice actor is so fucking funny. He's, I got the power. Mr. Blick. It's so fucking funny. It's so funny. Oh my god. It's my favorite. It's definitely my favorite non-goat tier show. It's too funny to not be. It's too funny. I can pop in like a random episode of Cat Scratch any day, and it will always make me laugh. Always, consistently. It's just too fucking goated. La 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 la, Cat Scratch. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, there was a Cat Scratch Worms game, and I used to play that with my cousins all the time, bro. That was our game. That was our game, Cat Scratch This Means War. We used to play that shit all the time. one of my like favorite like childhood memories, just sitting downstairs in the basement on a computer with three of my cousins and just playing cat scratch. Oh my god. How about glitch text? All right, you know what? I will also put or like yeah, let's talk about glitch text. Glitch text is the most modern show on this list, I believe. I think it came out the latest out of everything here, and yet it's so good. It's so not that good. It's so good. Not that good. It's so good. Not that good. It's so good. Just the throwback to the old school what's it called? The old school Monster of the Week comedy, but this time with like video games. I love I love Miko. I love Mitch Williams. Mitch Williams. I love him. He's such a shit and it's so good. He's just such the perfect jackass character. You gotta love Mitch Williams, bro. You gotta. Like Five Miko, Mitch Williams. These are awesome characters. Getting to like learn more about them, seeing all these video game references, even sometimes it's a little cringy. Sometimes they get into territory that's not uh or like they get into lingo that gets a little yeah. Yeah, you going there, huh? But if you can put it past that, it's just such a fun show. It's so entertaining. It's one of those shows that makes me think like, man, animation is just, it's never going to stop being good. Even with Nickelodeon's like downfall over the years, there will always be something. There will always be something. It's one of those shows that gives me hope. It really is. I loved Glitch Text. Season 2 was even better to me. I thought season 2 was insanely good. They introduced Ridley. Or I don't know if her name was, it was Ridley or Ripley. No, it was Ridley, I'm pretty sure. But they introduced her. I really liked her dynamic with the rest of the characters. I thought she was a great addition to the cast, and I really hope to see what they do with her in a future season because there's definitely some foreshadowing going on there. I really like just the attention to detail in the show. There's just so much. I love the power-ups. The episode where they chase the pong, like the pong ball, and like they show off their speed boosts, and then Mitch Williams is just like, yo, bitch, you don't even know shit. You can overclock that shit. And then they go like the speed of light and they chase after this pong pad. It's so cool. It's such a fun episode. It's one of my favorites of the entire show. It's so fun. It's just such a fun episode, dude. It really, watching Glitch Text gave me the same feeling that I did when I was a kid. It really made me feel like I was back in 2004, 2005, 6, and I was sitting in front of my shitty old television, and I was like eating some chips, and I was just watching like some superhero badasses just go at it with some snarky commentary here and there. It really made me feel that way. Really gives me hope. I love that show. Love that show. I know it isn't a Nicktoons show, but where did Mucha Lucha air? WB. That was WB, alongside Shaolin Showdown and Jackie Chan Adventures. Yeah, the funny thing about Glitch Text is that made by the creator of Fanboy and Chum Chum. I know this. There are several Fanboy and Chum Chum references. Let's go get a Frosty Freezy Freeze, the mom says. Fuck you. It makes me so fucking irrationally angry. No, but it's fine. Hey, they made a good show. They can have it. They can have it. Yeah, I really do hope that we get season 3 at some point. I really want a season 3. The characters, this setting, this premise, it's too good to pass up. Can we talk about the animation itself? Almost every show from the animation studio is absolute gold. Yeah, Glitch Tex has some phenomenal animation, bro. Angry Beavers. That is I'm gonna have to say on the same line as Rocco, where I actually loved Angry Beavers as a kid. Loved it. One of my favorite shows. But I don't remember enough for me to want to put it higher. There's so many goat shows on this list that I can't put it any higher. I'm sorry. I will rewatch Rocco and Angry Beavers and Chalk Zone. You know what? Hold up. Let's rename this. Because this is basically the gotta rewatch tier. The only reason I'm underrating any of these shows is because I haven't watched them enough. So I'm definitely going to. I need to watch it soon enough. But Angry Beavers was very funny from what I remember. I loved it as a kid. All right, we come into not the end, but a good antithesis, or well, not antithesis. What the fuck am I talking about? That's not a word. Or that's not a word that describes this. We're coming to a closure somewhat. This is the last row. So pick your poison. Wow, we left a lot of bad shows, didn't we? Okay, not a lot, but a couple. Enough to be notable. Definitely has potential. Yeah, Rocco is definitely like a B or an A tier in the weighting. It just hasn't gotten my attention yet. Hey Arnold, It's Pony. I'll do It's Pony really quick because this show's okay. It's okay. I watched it. I watched like 2 episodes. It's alright. Didn't really do anything for me personally. Sorry. That's the most I gotta say about that. uh, let's go with Hey Arnold because people also said that's a very high good gotta rewatch. I did not rewatch. I have not watched Hey Arnold in a while, but I know that people love that show. People adore that show. It's probably like the most highly regarded Nicktoon that isn't Avatar. People love that show. I need to rewatch that at some point. Let's get the worst out of the way. Banana Go Cricket, man. Yeah. Yeah. Look. It's gross sad humor. It's gross sad humor with a weird art style. It's like, Ren and Stimpy if Ren and Stimpy wasn't funny, basically. Sorry. Sorry for people who like the show. Not my thing. Sorry. Get that out of the way. A lot of people saying Cat Dog. Is Cat Dog just like a super classic? Because I'm gonna be honest, like here, maybe I should watch it like some more. But I've watched Cat Dog before, and I'm like, yeah, this show's fine. Yeah, it's enjoyable. Yeah, I can watch it. That's all I think when I watch Cat Dog, honestly. That's really all I can think when I watch Cat Dog. I'm sorry. That's all that comes to me. It's a fine show. Fine. It's fine. I have a bad feeling Cat Dog is incredibly overrated. I don't know. A lot of people like it. I think it's alright. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's all that great, personally. The Jack Black Show. What the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. Shut the fuck up. What's another fucking... Someone said All Grown Up. All Grown Up. I rewatched a few episodes of that recently, and yeah, it's okay. It's like... Yeah, there. Yeah, there. Yeah, there. It's like there. All Grown Up's okay. Functionally, it's like a fine show. Doesn't do anything all that offensive. Doesn't do anything that's all that terrible. It has some fine jokes in there. The characters have some moments. But overall, it's just okay. Oh, Kung Fu Panda. Shut this. I think I'm thinking about that. Honestly, though, Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness? Underrated as fuck. I never hear anyone talk about that show. That show's really good. Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Why does no one talk about that show? It's really good. It's not the best thing in the world, but I really like it. I really liked it. It's a nice little story-focused show that's mostly episodic, but has, like, story stuff interspersed in it. It's really good. That's the most I can really say about that. It's really good. Go watch it. It's good. Rise of TMNT. Let's do that. I'm of the opinion that Rise is not as good as 2012. I think it's like here. Like, I think the art style is awesome. The art style is great. Like, some of the action shots are cool. The character designs are interesting. I never had a problem with them. But I don't know. I don't think its humor, like, really does much for me. Actually, now that I'm looking at this fucking list, hold up. Now that I'm looking at this list, I feel like that's appropriate. Gonna bump Fairly Odd Parents up. Now that we have Goat Minus to kind of bridge the gap. Red Rise gets a lot better later on. Maybe I'll try to go through all of it then. I never really went through all of it. I just watched like a chunk of episodes. I was like, yeah, this is fine. I like it. But it didn't really do that much for me. Yeah, it is very, very, like, eye-popping. It's a very nice looking show. But in terms of, like, the substance, not really too much. Alright, so, or like in terms of substance, not really too much for me. Alright, so we got like 6 shows left. Pick. Choose. 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 We're almost done. I'll do the most voted one. Or like, the most voted one out of like 6, 7, or 8 people. I got something to say about a few of these. Yeah, everyone's saying fucking penguins. Okay. Okay. Penguins. It's really good. It's really good. I don't think it's a banger, but it's really good. It's very funny. Gotta love the antics they get into. It's kind of like Barnyard, where because they weren't restricted by the movie format, they were allowed to go a little wild with the show. And obviously, it doesn't get to the same amount of madness that Barnyard is, but like Penguins like goes places. Penguins goes places with like fucking Doctor Blowhole, all of the TV movie specials. The one where they have the singing music player, and they have this like little musical or like this string of musical numbers. That was really fun. That was so fun. That episode or like that special is amazing. The toothbrush scene. Shut the fuck. Why is Kid Danger on the list? Isn't it live action? No, it has a cartoon. It has like an animated spin-off. What's it called? Just Penguins in Madagascar. Just a very solid comedy. Very funny. Uh, you gotta love King Julian. King Julian like fucking carried that show so hard. King Julian, like Mart, not touch the fit, Mart. No, you don't want to touch the fit, Mart. It's like half of his fucking character, and the other half is him ordering Maurice around, dancing and fucking getting getting the penguins into more trouble than they need to. Like the episode where like him and Skipper go into the pen with Joey to get like the battery. Like that shit was really fucking funny. That was one of my favorite episodes where they're just stuck in the tree and Joey's so ready to beat their asses. Honestly, I really liked it. It wasn't perfect, but the characters were amazing. The fight scenes were actually really well animated. Are we watching the same show? Okay, I don't want to be that guy. Look, sorry. You can. I'm sure that it has its fans, but no. It's a no. It's a no for me. I'm sorry. I don't even want to really explain it. It's just kind of cheap. I don't know. It's based on a Nickelodeon property that I'm already not interested in. Watching it was just not much fun. Sorry. That's all I can say. How they get away with more much better.
I love the feet. King Julian's feet.
No, Marge, shut the fuck up. I just love that. It's so fun. It's so stupid. Alright, you know what? No more requests. I'm going in order. There are 4 shows left. Let's do this. Alright? Rocket Power. This is the other controversial pick. That's fucking right. That's right, I said it. That's right, I fucking said it. I don't like Rocket Power. I don't like Rocket Power. No, sir. It's not. No, sir. I don't like it. No, sir. It's just, I don't know. It's that exact kind of 90s edge that's like so unaware of itself that it's like too unaware of itself that it's not fun. To me, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. None of the characters really attach themselves to me. They're all like very interchangeable for me as well, honestly. Like Otto and the one with the backwards hat. Like all, I don't know. Even as a kid, like I watched the show. I watched the show a couple times as a kid, and it just didn't do anything for me. Wait, am I fucking? Oh shit! I didn't realize that it's. I didn't realize that I was, like, out of view of Poopy Tier. There you go. Now you can see. It was just. I watched an episode of Rocket Power recently. It was just kind of boring. Yeah, it's just boring. I mean, it's just boring mixed with like occasional '90s edge. That's just not very fun. Not a fan. Whatsoever. All right, the next one, Monsters vs. Oh no, it's not Monsters vs. Aliens. It's Legend of Korra. I forgot. Legend of Korra is here. Look, Legend of Korra is weird. I don't know. I'm so conflicted with Legend of Korra. That's one of the shows where its divide in the Avatar community is its divide within its community is felt by me. Usually I'm always like on one side. Usually I'm just like, oh no, I actually really love V3. I think V3 is the best game in the series. I actually really like Modern SpongeBob. I think Modern SpongeBob is like really gotten up and it's really good. With Legend of Korra, I don't know what to think. I've watched it, and there are so many moments in it where I was just like, yes, this is awesome. Holy shit, this is like right up there with the original series. And then there's other moments where I'm just like, oh my god, please just stop with the love triangle. Please stop with the love triangle. Please stop. Please stop. I hate it. Please. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And that conflict, like, destroyed the show a lot for me. It had so many cool concepts. It had so many interesting characters. And I love that they brought back some of the original characters, like briefly. As well as we got to see Toph's daughter. We got to see, what's it called? We got to see Iroh in the spirit world. He's just chilling there for the rest of eternity. Spoiler. But that's really fun. I loved getting to see those old characters. I loved seeing the story of the first Avatar. That was super cool. But then, like, they get back to the real world, and then Korra is like angry and PMSing about this dude, and then they break up, and then she forgets that they break up, and then they break up again, and then like the dorky brother has like this relationship with like this one girl, and then they have a weird relationship. It's just like any time that romance is projected in Korra, it's always bad, and it hurts. It really hurts the show because like that, it's so hard to ignore, you know? It's so hard to ignore. It's not something that you can just be like, oh well, I can just breeze through this and then watch like the good scene. It's like injected directly into the plot. You can't ignore it. It's there. It's there. And I don't know. Something about it. I don't like it. I don't like those scenes, and also some of the plot lines are really weird and not very eventful. I low-key liked Amon. I liked Amon's gimmick and thing, but I kind of wish that he got more attention and shit. Got more things to do. I haven't watched all of Korra. I actually gave up on Korra like at the end of season 2, I think. So I don't know if there's any more. I know that Korra like fucks Asami or whatever her name is, which is awesome. But like I don't know, I gave up on that show. I'm sorry. What I watched though was like such a mixed bag. And it's good, but it's not the kind of good that I think I want to watch again, honestly. I didn't even make it through half the first season. It felt really unfocused. There was all this political conflict and all this boring sports competitions. I thought the sports competitions were fun, personally. But, like, the shit with the fucking romance is where I draw the line. That's where it got really annoying. That's why I stopped at season 2. I couldn't take it anymore. I just could not take it anymore. It sucks. But overall, you know what? I don't like this show more than these. I don't. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I've had like some time to think about it, I don't like this show more than these. I'm sorry. Korra has too many problems. Too many problems to be higher than these shows. That's just how the cookie crumbles, my guy. 2 left. We're going with Monsters vs. Aliens. MVA. I don't... Monsters vs. Aliens is weird. It's weird. Like, this is probably at the very bottom of okay. Like, I watched it, and I was like, yeah, this is a show. It's just really weird. I don't know why they made this. Who was asking for a Monsters vs. Aliens show? I barely even remember the film. Kung Fu Panda, yeah, you definitely make a show out of that shit. Barnyard, yeah, you make a show out of that shit. Penguins of Madagascar, you make a show out of that. Monsters vs. Aliens? Who asked for that? Who wanted that? Who wanted that? Korra seems to... I didn't read this earlier, but someone said Korra seems to be one of those shows where it could be anywhere on someone's tier list. Abso-fucking-lutely. It could actually be anywhere. It's the most wild card. Like, Invader Zim is always going to be high. Jimmy Neutron is always going to be high. Making Fiends is always going to be high if someone's watched it. Avatar is always going to be high. No one knows where to place Korra. It's just so weird. It got like 3 films? What? Monster vs. Aliens got 3 films? No fucking way. I've never even heard of that. I thought there was just 1 movie. That's terrible. Why would you do that? Who cares? Alright. And the last one. Oh boy. This is the one. Kablam. Kablam. Where do you think this is going to go? What do you think? Because, oh boy. I have been debating this for a while. I've been debating this for a long time. And for the longest time, I just didn't know where to put it. But I knew it was going to be high. It had to. But, like, the more and more I think about it, the more and more that I thought about it, the more I realized that Kablam is everything that I want in a show. Kablam is the very closest show to beating Invader Zim for my favorite show of all time. It is as close as you can get without being Invader Zim. Kablam is the perfect storm of just a love for the medium of animation. Just an iconic set of amazing skits. Action League now. So fucking funny. So many just wacky antics going on with that. Sniz and Fondue. Just 2 dudes like being numbskulls. It's the original regular show. Like the original buddy show. Where it's just 2 dudes just hanging around being animated cartoon characters. You got Life with Loopy, which is just so iconic. Life with Loopy, just an amazing fucking set of skits. An awesome like little art style where I actually don't even know how they made the puppets for that. Like you got that, then there's still like Jet Cat. There's fucking the Offbeats is really fucking good. The Offbeats is like a throwback to those old school cartoons. It has everything. Kablam has everything, dude. Kablam is my favorite. Is one of my favorite things that Nickelodeon has ever done. It's such a love letter. Such a love letter to animation. It's like Beavis and Butthead, but animated. Shut the fuck up. But Kablam, so good. And Henry and June, just such amazing characters. They were the mascots. Don't fucking forget, alright? They were the mascots for Nickelodeon for the longest time. Before SpongeBob. And even Rugrats, even though they were big at the time, they weren't really the mascots. It was Henry and June. They were there for the bumpers. They were there for the commercials. They were there for advertising, for everything. They were there. You knew Henry and June at that fucking point. But they got rid of them because, Nickelodeon is cringe and they don't like good shows. So, unfortunately, they're no longer the mascot, but they were. They were the original mascots of the channel. Not original, but you know what I mean. They were up there. I also just adore the way that the Henry and June skits are animated. There's just something about it. It's so cheap, but it's like the perfect storm of just cheap enough. Or like just stylistic enough while being cheap that it's just such a fun watch. Kablam could just be Henry and June and that's it, and I would still watch it. They tried to do that, but it didn't get past the pilot, unfortunately. Kablam was not in your era. This is, and I also got to say that Kablam, absolutely the best 90s Nicktoon. Yo, I would trade Ren and Stimpy. Hey Arnold, and Doug, and Rugrats, all for one more season of Kablam. Legitimately, I would. Kablam is just that good for me. It's everything that I could want in an animated show. Except for, being Invader Zim. And unfortunately, Kablam is not Invader Zim, and therefore it's not number one. So yeah. That's the tier list. Everybody. I hope you had fun. I've been sitting at this computer for 2.5 hours, non-stop talking. So, wait, let me move this down. I gotta make sure that this is in frame. Can I even get the other ones in frame? Okay, that's the best you're gonna get. There's your tier list. If you disagree, you're wrong. As this is the definitive Nicktoons tier list. There is no objections to be made. There cannot be any better. There cannot be any worse. This is the Nicktoons tier list. Fun fact, Invader Zim had a video game and comics. You're welcome. You're fucking lying. They had comics. They didn't have a video game. Don't lie to me. They cameoed in video games. They never had a fucking video game. Don't you dare lie to me. I'll punch you in the nuts. I'm just playing. But that's it. That's the tier list. I hope y'all had fun. Uh, fucking, this took way longer than I thought it would, but that's because I'm very passionate about these things. I'm very passionate about these shows, and so I just I had to go off for shit like Jimmy Neutron, shit like Making Fiends, My Last Teenage Robot, Cat Scratch, fucking a lot of these shows. I had to go on like 10-minute rants for them. It was too good. They're too good for me not to. But I had fun. Next time, we do the Cartoon Network tier list. Never. I'm probably never gonna fucking do that. I don't have enough knowledge on Cartoon Network for me to feel comfortable doing that. Nickelodeon is my comfort zone. So this was super easy. I knew where everything was gonna go, aside from like Korra. But I don't know. Invader Zim explains how the Invader Zim lyrics are better than Fanboy and Chum. That's because the Invader Zim lyrics have no lyrics. That's an automatic upgrade. It's an automatic upgrade. Cat Scratch is beyond underrated. It used to be my favorite cartoon when I was there. Absolutely. That was a top 5 show of all time for me when I was growing up. It's dwindled down a little bit purely because there's just been more shit and I've grown to appreciate more things, but Cat Scratch will always be up there as one of the greats. It's so fucking funny. It's so well made. It's awesome. To be fair, we can tell what CN shows do like, given who's in CIDR. Well, obviously, you know, the Ed and Eddie and Powerpuff Girls. It's like, if you haven't seen those 2 shows, then you probably don't watch cartoons in general, honestly. It's one of those things where if you don't watch these shows, then you probably don't really watch cartoons. I don't want to like be a gatekeeper, but like, come on. It's Ed, Ed, and Eddie and Powerpuff Girls. What do you want? What else are you gonna watch? It's Ed, Ed, and Eddie and Powerpuff Girls. So I'm kind of curious because I've been trying to find a direct reasoning I can kind of guess. I want to be 100% sure, why isn't Jimmy Neutron a character in CIDR? It's the only show in GOATS that doesn't directly break any of the rules that I can think of that isn't represented. If it's spoilers, then I won't pry further. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Not every show that I've ever watched is going to be in CIDR, obviously. Not everything that's here is going to be in CIDR. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. The Invader Zim video game I was talking about is called Experimental Invader Zim, I think. I've never heard of that. I feel like that's a fan thing. I feel like like if I'm thinking about the one that you're thinking of, then I think it's a fan thing. Maybe one day we'll do this exact list, but it'll be ranking the shows based on how good their intros are. That would be kind of fun. That would be kind of fun. Although Kablam would kind of like steamroll everyone, because Kablam is ska and ska is poggers. They had an entire like opening bit where they just jammed to the fucking theme song because they knew it was that good. They knew it was that good. And it's one of the funniest intros that they've ever had. I didn't watch PBG because I didn't have access to PBG except 2016. But Ed and Eddie, I watched all the fucking time. It was fantastic and Fistful is incredibly underrated. Oh, okay. Here's another. There's a baby, so don't mind that. But here's another opinion that I don't think is nearly as abundant. Ed and Eddie doesn't have a bad episode. Okay? All you motherfuckers, Mr. Enner, top 10 worst Ed and Eddie episodes. Well, the downfall of Ed and Eddie, how it all went wrong. What went wrong, bro? Are we watching the same show? There is not a single bad episode of that show. There is not a single bad episode of that show. You list any episode, and I will tell you that you're fucking wrong. You're wrong. You're actually wrong. I cannot believe that, like, that's such a discussion that has been had, like, so many times. What is the worst episode of Ed and Eddie? There is none. There is none. You're wrong. You're actually wrong. Smile for the Ed, you're wrong. You're wrong. Nope, you're wrong. That episode's funny as hell. Obviously, it goes into fucking psychological torture, but it's funny, and I don't care. Yeah, exactly, Monitor. Their dynamic doesn't change. So, like, how... There's nothing going on that could possibly make it so that any of these characters are, like, overly aggressive or, like, unnecessary cruelty to fucking... It's like, I don't get it. There's not a single bad episode. Not a single one. Hanky Panky Hullabaloo, you're wrong. I don't know if that's a meme pick, but that's wrong. You're wrong. Hanky Panky Hullabaloo is fucking hilarious. Rolf at the end with the goddamn like lemons in his eyes so that he can see the guy, so he can see the Sarah and Jimmy's. That's fucking amazing. The only bad episode is the French episode where Jimmy frames Diaz. You're wrong. You're wrong. That episode was awesome. That episode had me on the edge of my seat. Had no idea who did it. Had no idea who did the crime. And also the gags were incredibly funny. That was the episode where Ed was like, "We'll see. My legs will heal after this word from our sponsor." And then Double D goes, "Curse broadcast commercialism." That episode's funny. You list, I'm telling you, you list a single fucking episode, you're wrong. This is the one time I will get aggressive with any of you. You're wrong. You are fucking wrong. All the Ed and Eddie characters are designed to take extreme punishment. Why do people care so much about them? That's what I'm saying! Unnecessary cruelty. These characters take beatings on a daily basis. It's funny. It's funny because they react cartoonishly. Even at the end of the one with Jimmy and the Jujubes, at the end they fucking just get pelted with fruit. And that's basically it. Sure, the Canker Sisters take them, but they take them at the end of every episode that they're in. How's that much different from the rest of the fucking series? I hate that. I fucking hate fucking when people try to convince me that this is a bad episode. You're wrong. Okay, let's okay. Look, talk about this too long. Let's move on. Question: was there any characters in Smash Law? What if that you wished to make and never got to? Yin and Yang from Yin Yang Yo. I wanted to make Alex Yik at some point. Alex Yik is really funny. It's a really funny, fucking shitty character. That would have been really, that would have really been awesome. Oh, and now that I've watched Freddy Got Fingered, I really wish I got to make Tom Green. Tom Green would have been a really funny fucking character. That movie is fucking insane. That movie is insane, and it's horrible, but it's so horrible that you kind of have to keep watching. It's like a train wreck. It's awesome. Ed, Edd n Eddy or Ren and Stimpy? Ed, Edd n Eddy, absolutely. Ed, Edd n Eddy, absolutely. Ren and Stimpy is awesome, but Ed, Edd n Eddy. Okay. Look at where Ed, Edd n Eddy is, or look at where Ren and Stimpy is on this list. See, it's in B. It's in Great. Ed, Edd n Eddy would be in Goat, and would be like right below SpongeBob. Like right below SpongeBob. So there's a notable gap. There's a very notable gap. Look if I walked into the completed tier list of Nickelodeon. Also me ranting about people being wrong about Ed, Edd n Eddy. But you know. If all the Nickelodeon characters got into a huge fight, who's winning? Who's winning? Shirley. Shirley from Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. His adaptability makes him an actual god because he can copy the powers of gods. He literally copied Cosmo and Wanda's powers and then created his own dimension and began to destroy 2 dimensions afterwards. He is almost certainly the most powerful Nicktoons character, if not one of them. All right, everybody. It was fun. It was fun being right. I enjoyed being correct in my opinions and showing you the error of your ways, that Cheesy knows all and needs an altar dedicated to him. But but fun stream, everybody. I'll see y'all later. This has been a long-ass fucking long stream. A longer stream than I expected for a tier list. So, I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a fun rest of your day. Goodbye, everybody. See you later. Peace out. Wow. That was fucking cringe.